Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Live Boldly with Sara. Today we are going to be talking about aging because today is July 31st and tomorrow is my birthday month. I turned 50 on Friday, which is hard for me to believe. I remember being a little kid and looking at people that were older than me, that were 30 years older than me and going, oh my God, am I ever going to get to be that age? It just seems so crazy. And now here I am turning 50. I'm sure many of you can relate to that whole thing, right? So, why this is important, why aging is such an important conversation, because so many of us look at it like it's some scary ass thing to be stepping into, when in reality, I look at it as like this opportunity to flourish. Like, what the hell else can I do in this lifetime? I mean, come on. My 40s started out, as you all know, really hard. I found out that, I was going to be getting divorced. I remember my 40th birthday party. It was a blast. And it wasn't only until a couple months after that I realized, holy shit, my entire life just imploded. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't even know who I am. And now today, stepping into 50, I've never been freaking happier. I got to tell you, I think that decade 40 to 50 has given me, and I want you to sit with this too, the space to know who you are, to be able to embrace who you are, no judgment, to screw up and to admit our faults and to embrace everything, our imperfections, everything along the way. And then also to say, you know what? I only have this one life. I think as you get older, you start to realize that your days are numbered. And that's not a bad thing, because guess what? We're all going to get there. And so because we know that, we have an opportunity to live our best life, right? That's the coolest part about it. If you know that you only have, or that you do have another 58 years left on this planet, what are you going to do in those 58 years? If you decide that you're going to take one trip a year, that's only 58 more trips. So if you're only going to be able to take 58 more trips, what are those top 58 trips that you want to take? Start writing that shit down and knocking it off, right? And being able to say, okay, this year I'm going to go do this. This year I'm going to try this year I'm going to try that. So that when our end of the life does come, we don't look back and regret and say, God, I only wish I would have. So let's talk about something that I wrote today in the LinkedIn post that I had put out there. I started it with, are you afraid of aging? Because I think so many of us tiptoe between I'm excited about my birthday and I'm really afraid of what's to come. When we can understand that we only have two fears in life, the fear of falling, right? And the fear of loud noises. When we understand that, we also understand that all the other fears that have been handed to us in our life have been because of society. And how screwed up is that? So they're not ours. That's what I mean. Like, they're learned fears. And so when we can understand that part, we can also sit with, am I really afraid of aging, or am I excited about what is possible now that I am more wise, now that I have more courage and bravery, right? Now that I'm not going to judge myself like I used to when I was younger. And so literally, like, my perspective on aging has shifted greatly over these 10 years. I feel like I'm getting younger. And I'm going to say also, I think a lot of that is because I've held so many other people's things all my damn life. And I finally set that shit down, and life has become a lot lighter. And so now I'm walking through life like, I mean, not really, but you know what I mean? Like, like, oh, I don't have to carry all that crap. How much lighter is this climbing mountains than it used to be? And I mean that metaphorically and not. Like, climbing a mountain today is a lot easier because I'm not holding everybody else's stuff along the way. Again, metaphorically and not. So anyhow, back to the LinkedIn post. I wrote this in my LinkedIn post after I said, are you afraid of aging? Right. And I said that this week, I'm going to be sharing every single day a tip or a secret to how I have found happiness amidst the darkest days of my life. And one of the things that I said was, the top secret is this: with aging comes permission to be you. With aging comes permission to be you. Yeah. We all search for, quote, belonging in life, and embracing who we are because we have lived through so much gives us this sense of belonging wherever we are at this very moment. In other words, you've lived through a lot. Congratulations. Hard times, difficult times, dark times, beautiful times. Congratulations. Owning all of it allows you to be who you were intended all along, that person who walked through all of that stuff. And owning that then allows you to belong where you are standing in this very moment as well. Because you do belong. You are worthy. You are valuable. You're amazing. You're an incredible human being. If you think about it, you are a little being standing on a planet, right? This huge planet amongst so many other people, breathing this beautiful air. And this planet is rotating, right? Like we're in a universe. And now we know that there's aliens too, by the way. I mean, according to what I read this week. And so when you think about that alone is really amazing and miraculous. So aging is a gift. It is one of the most beautiful gifts that you can be handed. Be grateful that every single day you are waking up and that you are able to breathe another moment, live another day, and experience another year, and to step into another decade. That is one of the most beautiful things that can be handed to you. So what I say to you is, don't freaking waste it getting, anxious and worried and scared about, oh my God, I'm going to die. Because you already know that you're going to die someday, right? You already know that. Instead of looking at it in that perspective, look at it like, I have this many more moments, days, years, and decades to live. How am I not going to waste it? What am I going to do differently? Because so many of us right now are stuck in jobs that we hate. We are stuck in marriages and relationships that don't serve us. We are fighting things that we can't control. And instead of that, how can we lessen the grip and allow ourselves to get curious, play, and surrender a little bit more, stop controlling and surrender a little bit more to everything that is unfolding for us at this very moment in order for us to become who we were intended when we were birthed on this earth so many years ago. It's quite remarkable. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you the 3 tips. Ready? I already said them. Let's see if you guys can extract them from what I already said. One of the things to aging, one of the most amazing parts to aging is getting more curious. So many of us stop learning. We stop growing. Get curious about your life. Get curious about what you want to do, how you want to live, your purpose, your passion. Get curious about your thoughts, your emotions, your body. Get curious about where you're living, where you'd choose to live. Get curious about your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. Get curious about your work right now, right? Like, do you really like it? Because if you don't, you can create something differently, by the way. One of my dear friends, Steve Rash, Steve, I hope you're listening right now. He and I had this hashtag that we came together. I think he said it when we were on a trail once or something, and it's become a huge motto of my life. And it's hashtag create it. In other words, stop bitching and go create what you want in this world because it's at your fingertips. If it's calling to your heart and you're like, ooh, that sounds intriguing, there's a reason for that. And you got to listen. So go create whatever it is that you are longing for in this lifetime. So that's number 1, get curious. Number 2 is to play more. Why do we stop playing as adults? I don't understand. It's just one of those things. We were born to play. We were born to play as children. And somewhere along the line, we become so serious that we forget the importance of play in our adulthood. And so as adults, right, go back to tapping into what is play to you and start doing more of that. Now, here's the thing that I do know. A lot of adults have told me this. I never got to play as a child because I automatically had to adult myself. That's fine. What you have right now is an opportunity to allow that child within yourself to also experience play next to you as an adult. So as an adult, what I encourage you to do is to define what is play to you. What makes you laugh? What brings you joy? What makes you happy? Right? Start defining those things. Start looking and exploring and get curious with those things that really do allow you to play more in life. And then remember, what you feed grows. So do more of that. Get more curious and play more, right? That will allow you to learn, to grow, and to not look at life or living as we are aging with this sarcastic, anxiety-driven mindset, right? Like, or perspective. It gives you that space of getting excited about it and living in awe and wonder about what's next. The third thing, right? So get curious, play. And then the third thing is surrender. Stop trying to control so much. Please stop trying to control. Stop trying to control other people so much, right? Like, you can't. You can never control another human being. When somebody shows up in your life and they show who they are, freaking believe them. When your work sucks and you keep sitting there going, I really hope it gets better, believe what is in front of you and make a choice to pivot and do something different. When your life, when you wake up and you're every single day and you're like, oh, this sucks. I'm just dreading like getting out of bed in the morning. Make the change, right? You have to make the change. It's not going to change for you. And so remembering that, right? Surrendering to what the universe is handing to you and saying, right, I have to show up as my highest self to be able to be open to the magic and the possibilities, and also to be able to simply make the change where I can, because I cannot change so many things in my life. I can't change what happened to me. What I can do is respond to it and to grow from it and to become from it, right? And so again, number one, get curious. Number two, play. And number three, surrender to the universe. Surrender to what is happening and step into what you can change and shift within your life. When you do that, you're going to start to love it more. I'm telling you, it's so in the flow. Like, life does not have to suck. Healing does not have to suck. Growing does not have to suck. And for so many people, unfortunately, they stay in the suck. And I encourage you to do. Actually, this comes into this. Dr. Edith Eger, this is my favorite quote. I say it all the time. She oftentimes says, we all walk through the valley of darkness in our life. What's important is that we don't set up camp there. So what that means is, when you are stuck in your darkness, or when you are stuck in that perspective of this sucks, or I'm anxious, or, I don't want to, I'm not looking forward to that, whatever it is, when you're stuck in that hard space, pick up camp, people, and start walking towards that light, because that light is always shining, even in the darkness. Remember, stars cannot shine without darkness. True north, always. Find it and move towards that. Okay, with that, I'm going to head to a party that my family is throwing for me. My entire family is getting together to celebrate my birthday, and we're going to have a great big family reunion. And I'm super stoked about it because I love my family, and my friends are going to be there, and it's going to be a lot of laughter. And so I encourage you to laugh more today and throughout every day of your life as well. Get curious, play, surrender. I love you. Thank you for being here. And please share this with other people that also need to hear it, because we are all aging. Every single one of us. We're all aging. Let's just face it. So pass it around to your friends and let other people hear this wisdom from my last 10 years as well. I love you. Have a wonderful remainder of your day.